Wong Ham Review Report. You state in your CV and report summary that, new line, from date to date you were a site engineer on the construction of service reservoirs, pumping stations and associated works main laying as part of the Hong Kong Central, Mid and High Level Areas Water Supply Remaining Works project. New line, from date to date you were a site engineer and a site agent for the replacement and rehabilitation of freshwater and saltwater mains on the Hong Kong Island East area. New line, from 2015 to the present day you were Deputy Project Manager for Building Modification Works and E&M Services at the REC001 West MTRC station. New line, your stated technical expertise is water supply, sewage treatment and drainage and pipelines, and your employment type contracting and construction. Stop. New line, your presentation covered mainly your water mains replacement and rehabilitation work on HKIE. Stop. From your submissions, presentations and answers to questions, your reviewers were satisfied that you met the requirements of the attributes concerned with technical and practical application of engineering, independent judgment and R, CA, HS&W, SD and IS and E. Stop. New line, however, you failed to satisfy your reviewers that you met the requirements of new line, K and U of engineering and management and leadership of projects that were outside your narrow field of pipe replacement and rehabilitation, and professional commitment in that your CV and summary report implied knowledge, skills and experience in areas in which you were not fully competent. And other than to meet CPD requirements, no interest or involvement in ICE or HKIE affairs. Stop. As a result, your reviewers are unable to recommend that you be accepted as a chartered engineer with the Institution of Civil Engineers at this time. New line, attribute 1. New line, you explained well the incidents of burst fresh and water mains in Hong Kong, their causes and the means of protection by appropriate choice of pipe type and lining. But when asked, for example, how pumping stations, pumping chambers, pumps, thrust blocks and the ancillary works to pumping mains were designed, you were unable to do so. Stop. In your design for temporary support for and end cap, you did not take adequate account of groundwater pressure outside the ELS excavations, and seemed unaware of surface water accumulation and the effects on the excavation stop. Accordingly, your reviewers were not satisfied that your knowledge and understanding of pumping main systems in general was of a standard to be expected of a chartered engineer engaged in the kind of work you were involved with. Stop. Attribute 2. You explained how you isolated the sections of pipe to be replaced or refurbished, set up temporary traffic management and protective systems, and carried out the work. And explained the use of VJ coupling. And carried out the work and the use of VJ couplings to allow valves to be removed and replaced in a very sound and comprehensive way. Although the scope of works described were limited, your reviewers considered that you would apply a similar approach to other work you might be involved with, and that you satisfied the requirements of the attribute TP A of E. Stop. New line, attribute 3. You described how you briefed your assistant engineers and foremen before works commenced, and at regular intervals in the course of the works, both to expedite the works properly and with the right consideration of safety of the public and of the workers themselves, gaining their confidence in your management skills and concern for their welfare thereby. Stop. New line. Your reviewers were satisfied that you met the requirements of the attribute concerned with management and leadership.